Hey guys, Cole GZ Lures, another new release preview. Everything I'm going to show you today hits the shop on Sunday, May 1st, 4 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Hawaii time. We're going to start with some BONZE lures. We've got a bunch to show you. I'm going to try and quickly get this done, but we got some info to share as well. So here we'll start with the BONZE Violator. Super hot lure for marlin fishing in particular. It's a scoop face lure, very aggressive bait. This one though has a very good hookup ratio relative to other scoop face lures. We had an interview with BONZE, and Captain Chris Donato interviewed him, and they go into detail on the Violator, its design, innovation, all that kind of stuff. And so check that out if you haven't already. It's on our YouTube channel. Anyway, this was one of our hottest lures last year. We can't keep them in stock. We had these and the next shape from BONZE. We pushed them out 2 to 3 weeks ago, but they're already sold out. This is probably our largest restock of the Violator. So make sure to check out the interview. And we have a bunch of colors up, but still limited supply, but a bunch of colors up. So for Sunday. So check that out. Next, we got the DLB Bullet. We did a video as well on Bullet, on fishing for marlin with bullets. Highly suggest you check that out with Captain Chris Donato and J-Bulls, Joe Byram. They go into detail on fishing with bullets and why you should be doing that and putting some of these in your spread when you're marlin fishing. So make sure to check that out. That's one of our most popular bullet shapes. They catch a lot of fish, not just marlin, tuna, all kinds of stuff. Check that out. All right, let's get to a small batch of ALOHA lures. We have a brand new shape. This is the first batch, I believe, ever released of these. It's called the Stinky Malolo. All right, so you got a Malolo insert. It has a short nose, and it's fairly heavily tapered. It's a good aggressive rough water bait. So these are, so the story I heard from Eric is he's created this lure. You know all these lure guys, they like to dabble with new things. He created this lure probably a decade ago or so, quite a while ago, but he didn't produce the first actual mold for production until semi-recently. There's only a few of these that have been handed out for prototypes and checking them out. So yeah, this is the first release of these. We have only, we don't have a lot of them. But yeah, so make sure to check them out under ALOHA Lures this week. Yeah, good rough water bait. All right, now we got the Marlin Magic Tube. This is the last of this week. We have 3 sizes and 2 technical shapes. All right, so let's go through these. First, we have the reverse tapered tube. This is the reverse tapered large tube. So reverse tapered, it's a little bit more aggressive than your other tubes, but it kind of acts like a tube, like you would expect. Very aggressive lure. Tube shapes, they're known to be very aggressive lures. So we have the reverse tapered. I believe these are very popular, as I've been told, in Australia in particular. So I'm gonna grab one of each size that we got here. So we have the reverse tapered large, the regular large, we have a medium tube, and we have a sail tube. Okay, so the large and reverse tapered large, call that a 12-inch size, 502 skirt size. All right, here's your regular, your standard large tube. And then when you have your medium tube, which is more of a 9-inch size, we use a 352 skirt, I believe. I believe that is correct, 352 skirt. And then we have the sail tube. This is your 7-inch size, 302 skirt. All right, so basically got 4 different tube shapes or sizes. And I spoke with Marlin about these. A lot of tube shapes, they're better in calmer waters. So I just wanted to ask and say, like, hey, how do your tubes run relative to other tubes? What do you say about them? And and this is with any lure, and you can get, so this is some, if you're not familiar with all the intricacies of lure making. Okay, so you can have this same shape done a bunch of different ways and do different things and be more applicable in different scenarios. So as an example, a lighter weight tube shaped that has basically no belly weight in it, you're pretty much going to, I mean, they're all tubes are aggressive lures, but you're going to expect that that's a better lure for flat waters. When you get no belly weight, and especially that tube shape, because of how aggressive a lure it is, it does not run well in rough water at all. These right here, these all have belly weight added. You can pretty much utilize them in any sea condition for the most part. There are some that are even probably better in rougher waters, but these can handle just about any sea condition, and especially the reverse tapered one. Okay, so I mean, they make these tubes with a ton of belly weight, or I should say more lead for the belly weight, a standard belly weight, which is what these are, and then they even do, you know, ones that have basically no weight added at all. You mentioned a foam insert in particular, and we don't have any of the no belly weighted tubes that are really good for flat water. These are your kind of standard belly weight, good for just about any water. But yeah, there's they're good in particular on the long corner and short riggers. That's where Marlin likes to run them. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to say about that, but that's pretty much it. But it's interesting if you're not familiar with a lot of the intricacies of a trolling lure. You can do so many different things to a single shape to make it do different action. And you know, because these are handmade, sometimes you get it. Some of you guys who pull a lot of lures, you're probably familiar with, like, hey, you know, this lure runs a little bit differently than the same shape, the same. If you have two of the same lure, as an example, if it's a handmade lure, kind of like, you know, like even Joe Yee's, right? Not everyone runs the same. It's because they all have different little intricacies in them. So anyway, just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at a lure and trying to get a particular action or a particular application for what you're trying to do in your spread. If it's a flat water day, you know, all these are going to work well in flat water. And the flatter the water, the more aggressive the lures will be on these tube shapes. But you know, these will handle rough water probably better than some, especially that don't have any belly weight in it. So I think that's about it. All these, again, and everything I showed you, Sunday, May 1st, 4 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Hawaii time. Yeah, these are very popular lures. Marlon was talking about on the tube shape. His father, George Parker, he was basically, I mean, he basically created this, started this whole trolling lure thing, right? That's basically considered the pioneer of this whole thing that's stirred all the what you see now. And you know, Marlin Parker got into it as well. And his first grainer that he was well known for, he actually caught on his dad. He said that it was more of a, I'm gonna butcher this a little bit, but pretty much like a wood insert, and it was a tube shape similar to this, or I shouldn't say that's the reverse tape one, but similar to this tube shaped lure his dad made. And they were done a little bit differently there, but they had like little chambers that they would add weight or lead in them. And just, it's a cool little story, but this is pretty much the shape that brought, you know, George Parker's tube, that kind of, I don't have a comparison, but basically brought this together, and that he caught his first grander on. So, and we, I believe we did a post on that fish a while back, or a couple months ago. So anyway, just information. That's all that is. Just cool little stories. Yeah. I think that's about it. So, all right, check out the site on Sunday. And I'm not going to show you all the other colors. We have a bunch of colors in all these. Just check out the site. Everything will be there. There's some really nice stuff. We have vinyl options, rubber skirted options, head only, customizable options on pretty much everything except for the Violator. So yeah, go check that out. All right, thanks guys. Have a good weekend.